I'm turning 33 in a few days, and if I could tell my younger self three things that could help his athletic career in the long run, here would be those three things. The first one is stretching. I would take stretching way more seriously because now that I'm older, when I go to stretch, it feels like I'm ripping my nerves out. Stretching does get easier the more you do it, but if you wait a long time to do it, your muscles and your body become so tight that it becomes a need rather than something that you just maintain. I remember during cross country when we would get back from a run, we would do these 30-second cool down stretches, and I would always pretend to stretch, but I would never actually stretch. And if I could go back, I would grab myself by the shoulders and I'd be like, Mike, actually stretch those hamstrings out because when you're 33, it's going to be a tough time and you're going to be in a lot of pain. So stretching is number one. Take it more seriously when you're young, and you'll reap the benefits in the long term. The second thing would be sticking with something. I played every sport you can think of in middle school and high school, and I never stuck with a single sport. The only reason I got good at pull-ups is because my dad built me a pull-up bar in the backyard when I was super young, so my brother and I would always compete to see who could do more pull-ups than the other person. There's that quote that says, "I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks one time. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." There's power in becoming a master of something. And I would tell myself to stick with a sport that will last me a long time. And I'm not talking about thinking that I'm going to go professional after college in a sport, because I know a lot of football players, a lot of baseball players that played through college and then they don't do anything anymore. I'm talking about a sport like rock climbing, which I found in 2009, that I'm still doing to this day because it's a fun, challenging way to stay in shape. It's a sport you can do pretty much your whole life. The third thing would be do your own research. When I was growing up, I didn't have access to Google or YouTube where you could just type in a question and get the answer right away. I had to go to the library, open a book, and honestly, I wasn't much of a reader in high school. I probably read half a book throughout all of high school. So I wasn't going to go to the library and look it up. But now we have access to the internet and YouTube where you can look up basic foundations of how the human body works. And I think it's important to know that because my way and my method, because I didn't want to read, was going up to the biggest dude at my gym and being like, dude, how do you get big? How'd you get those biceps? And whatever information he gave me, I didn't have anything else to base it off of, so I was just doing the same thing he told me for years. There was probably a way better method to do it. I just didn't know any better, so I just trusted what he said and did that. So if I could give myself a piece of advice is use the resources we have now, like Google and YouTube, to research the basic stuff about the human body. And I'm not talking about cell division and mitosis. I'm talking about, how a calorie works. What is a protein target? What is a carbohydrate versus a fat? Just basic stuff that will work for my body that will compound and accelerate your fitness career over time.